It is Monday, May 25th, 2020, and you are tuned into DIRTRACKR Daily. I'm Justin Fiedler. I knew we would get to this point kind of in the season where there would just be too much racing to talk about, and we've kind of reached that this week. There was a lot of stuff that happened over the weekend, a lot of races going on, a lot of tracks opened back up. So ton of stuff went on. We're probably not going to get to all of it, but I'll try to cover off on as much of it as I can, and we'll cover off on all the big stuff. Jumping in right away, on Friday night, both World of Outlaws series were back in action for the first night of two-night programs. For the Sprint Car Series, they took on the Federated Auto Parts Raceway at I-55 in Pevely, Missouri. Very nice field of 61 cars took part both nights. On night one, it was Kyle Larson who went fastest in qualifying with a lap of 9.995. He set the track record and became the first driver to lap Pevely in under 10 seconds. Pretty incredible stuff. The Outlaws made a change coming into the season for their format when there are more than 48 cars, and this was the first time we saw that format in action. So basically, drivers who qualify in the top 20 in each qualifying group are put into two heat races, with the top 5 transferring to the feature. Drivers outside the top 20 are put into non-qualifier races, with the top 2 transferring from both of those to tail the back of the heat races. The rest are put into a C main and possibly a D main. Friday night we saw a D main. Saturday we did not see a D main. The winners of the two non-qualifier races on night one were Stuart Brubaker and Austin McCarroll. Heat race winners were David Gravel, Brian Brown, Logan Schuchart, and Jacob Allen. Kyle Moody won the D, Cale Thomas won the C, and Sheldon Hodenshield the B. He transferred to the feature with Craig Kinzer, Parker Price Miller, and Linton Jeffrey. Jacob Allen won the dash, and he started on the front row with Shane Stewart. At the start, it was Allen who took the lead, and he led up until lap 9. After a caution for Terry McCarroll, Brad Sweet took the lead on the ensuing restart, and he quickly drove away from Allen. Behind Sweet, Larson quickly got by Allen to take second. As the race wound down, Larson slid Sweet in lap traffic with 5 laps remaining to briefly take the top spot, but Sweet crossed him over and was able to hold him off for the final few laps to take the win. Larson finished second, Logan Schuchart third, Shane Stewart fourth, and Jacob Allen was fifth. Way to the north in Minnesota, the late model series took on the Jackson Motorplex. Shannon Babb went quick time in qualifying over Ricky Weiss and Cade Dillard. Heats were won by those 3 drivers, Babb, Weiss, and Dillard. For the feature, Brent Larson started on the pole with Weiss to his outside. It didn't take Weiss long, though, to make a move on Larson, and he was leading by the backstretch on the first lap. They actually had an early caution, which called the complete start back, and it was almost a carbon copy. Drivers 3 wide with Weiss coming out on top and down the backstretch. Weiss survived several early cautions and then drove away from the field to grab his second series win of his career and of the season. Brandon Shepard drove from 10th to finish second. Shannon Babb was third, Chase Youngins fourth, and Chris Madden finished fifth. Back to the Sprint Car Series on Saturday night, Logan Schuchart went overall quick time from the first group. The track conditions were really very different on night 2, and then the first qualifying session, the later guys in the draw really struggled with the grip and the condition of the racetrack. Several strong drivers were outside the heat races and were forced to the non-qualifier race, including Donnie Schatz, Mark Dobmeyer, and Kerry Madsen. After the first group, they reworked the track a little bit, improved it for the second session. Schatz and Kyle Reinhardt ended up winning the 2 non-qualifiers, with Schuchart, Shane Stewart, Brad Sweet, and Brent Marks winning the heat races. Anthony Macri won the C, with Paul McMahon winning the B and transferring with Brian Brown, David Gravel, and Aaron Reitzel. Schatz was forced to use a provisional after finishing 7th in the B main, after having to come through that non-qualifier race. Sheldon Hodenshield won the dash, and he started out front with Brad Sweet. Sweet jumped to the early lead in the feature, but Hodenshield was very good. He took over the top spot on lap 3. Once he was up front, though, it really looked like nobody really had anything for him, but he made a mistake on lap 23 that led to the 17 flipping in between turns 1 and 2. Hodenshield got high on corner entry, jumped a cushion, and that was basically all she wrote from there. That handed the lead over to second running Kyle Larson, and then over the final 17 laps, Larson survived a few restarts and drove away to score the $20,000 victory, his first of the season. Brent Marks finished second, Brad Sweet third, Logan Schuchart fourth, and Brock Zierfoss was fifth. Schatz rebounded in the feature to finish 8th. Leaving Pevely, Schuchart maintains the lead in the championship, but the margin back to Sweet is only 2 points right now. Schatz is third, Darren Pittman is fourth, and Shane Stewart is fifth. Schuchart is still the only driver with a top 5 finish in every race so far this season. He continues to have a slight advantage in average finish over Sweet as well. The top 5 in average finish over the previous 5 races is Schuchart, Sweet, Pittman, Schatz, and Shane Stewart. Shane Stewart driving that Indy Parts Raceway number 71, or Indy Race Parts 71, excuse me. He had a really good week, and he finished 4th on Friday and 6th on Saturday. It would be really nice to see him and Bernie keep that thing out with the Outlaws all season. I think they could really make some noise and do some damage. Back up to Jackson on Saturday night for the late model race. Chad Simpson went quick time overall, with Ashton Winger quickest in the other group. Heats were won by Simpson, Ricky Thornton, Justin Zeitner, and Chris Madden. Dennis Erb won the B main with Shannon Babb, Daryl Lanigan, Jake Tim, and Tad Pospisil still transferring. Also Cody Evans. Ricky Thornton and Chad Simpson started up front, and it was Thornton who led lap 1. Simpson was used the top to get a big run and grab the lead on lap 2. He basically led the majority of the 60-lap feature, but Thornton was never really too far behind. With 8 to go, Simpson jumped the cushion in turn 2, and that was all Thornton needed to take the lead. He stretched it out over the final laps and drove away to win the $20,000 courtesy of Dryden. Ricky Weiss finished second, Brandon Shepard third, Chad Simpson faded to fourth, and Chris Madden was fifth. Coming out of Jackson, Brandon Shepard still the points leader over Ricky Weiss. Darrell Lanigan is third, Chris Madden fourth, and Chase Youngins is fifth. Weiss has more wins than Shepard on the season, but Shepard's 10 top 5s and 11 top 10s and 11 starts has him pretty comfortably out front. I believe the margin is 52. Following the Outlaw weekend, looking at my predictions, not good so far. Whiffed on all 4 winners this weekend. Brandon Shepard was the pick for both late model nights, and he finished second and third. Donnie Schatz was the choice for both sprint car nights, and he finished 7th and 8th. So the second night, Schatz got bit by the track conditions qualifying, and he kind of spent the rest of the night trying to play catch up. I'm going to make some adjustments this week to the formula, and we'll try again this coming weekend for the Outlaw shows. Moving over to USAC, the National Midgets made their return to racing on Friday and Saturday night at Port City Raceway in Tulsa, Oklahoma. What an incredible little racetrack this turned out to be for the Midgets. I talked about this earlier in the week, but I guess late last week. But this this kind of set up to be a really fantastic weekend for the Midgets. Great little racetrack. You knew there was going to be lots of contact, throwing elbows and things like that, and that's basically exactly what we got. On night 1, it was Tyler Courtney who went quick time, setting the track record at 9.44 seconds. Heats were won by Kevin Thomas Jr., Clinton Boyles, Justin Grant, and Cannon McIntosh. Blake Hahn won the C main, and Dazen Pursley the B. Also transferring were Hank Davis, Jesse Love, Jonathan Beeson, Andrew Laser, and Dave Darland. Cole Bodine led early from the pole, but it wasn't long before points leader Chris Windham took over. Windham led comfortably until a lap 22 caution bunched up the field and gave 6 starting Tyler Courtney his chance. Courtney made a move on lap 25 to grab the lead from Windham when it was able to fend off multiple charges over the final 15 laps to grab the first ever USAC midget win at Port City. Logan Seavey drove up from 19th to finish second. Incredible run for him. Chris Windham was third, Tanner Thorson fourth, and Cannon McIntosh was fifth. Racing was really fun to watch through the feature. The battle for the lead at one point was 4 wide between Courtney, Windham, Seavey, and Thorson. Pretty incredible stuff there. Night 2 at Port City saw Cannon McIntosh go quick time, pushing the track record even lower down to 9.398 seconds. Heats were won by Cole Bodine, Tyler Courtney, Clinton Boyles, and Buddy Kofoid. The B main was won by Cannon McIntosh, with Tyler Thomas, Tanner Thorson, Robert Dalby, Logan Seavey, and Jesse Love transferring. In the feature, action up front was pretty frantic early in the running. Kevin Thomas Jr. led the first lap, with Chris Windham taking the lead on lap 2. He stayed out front until lap 10, with Justin Grant kind of hot on his heels the whole time. Grant took the lead on lap 11, and then, holy cow, the slider started there for a couple of laps. Windham threw a slider that resulted in contact to lead lap 12, with Grant repaying the favor, and he led lap 13. Windham made a move to try and lead lap 14, but Grant was able to hold him off at the line. From there, he was able to basically drive away from the field. Racing was pretty crazy behind him, but Grant was never really challenged again out front. He drove away at the end to win his first USAC midget feature win of the season. Chris Windham was second, Tyler Courtney third, Cole Bodine fourth, and Logan Seavey was fifth. After 2 nights at Port City, Tyler Courtney has now taken the points lead. He leads by 6 over Chris Windham. Buddy Kofoid is third, Tanner Thorson fourth, and Andrew Laser is fifth. As of right now, the series will be back in action on June 16th at Paragon Speedway. That whole run through Indiana starts that night at Paragon. So more racing upcoming for the USAC midgets. Looking at some of the other late model shows this past weekend, winners included Steve Casebolt on Saturday at Legit Speedway Park, Brandon Overton Saturday at Needmore Speedway, and Dale McDowell Saturday at Thunderhill Raceway Park. Jesse Stovall won Sunday at Legit. In Power Eye action at Valley Speedway, Zach Dahm and Justin Grant won the midget features Saturday and Sunday, and Mario Klauser and Shane Cotto won the War sprint car features both days. Dominic Selzy won Sunday in ASCS regional action at Lake Ozark Speedway, and Kyle Ophel won the Sprint Invaders show at 34 Raceway. Most of the U.S. MTS modified weekend was basically lost due to weather. Dustin Sorensen did win on Friday night at Mississippi Thunder Speedway over Jake Tim and Jacob Blees. Rodney Sanders continues to maintain the points lead in the U.S. MTS competition. They were supposed to run kind of through the weekend there, but the remainder of Mississippi Thunder Speedway was lost. Park Jefferson Speedway was lost, so didn't get a whole lot of racing in with the U.S. MTS. Tonight is the finale for the iRacing World of Outlaws Sprint Car World Championship. Alex Bergeron will be looking to lock down his second straight title. You can watch the action from the virtual dirt track at Charlotte live at 9 p.m. Eastern on iRacing.com/live or twitch.com/iRacing. Been really fantastic to watch that this season. Kind of a little bummed that it's going to be over tonight, but certainly be tuned in watching that one. Also, after 3 shows in Georgia last week, the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series is back tonight for the first of 3 nights at East Bay Raceway Park in Florida. You can watch all the action on Lucas Oil Racing TV or on the Lucas Dirt Facebook page. We'll certainly be back tomorrow to recap all of that action. Also, Dirt on Dirt has live coverage of the $10,052 to win Scott Sexton Memorial Super Late Model Show from 411 Speedway tonight. Hot laps get underway at 6:45 p.m. Eastern. You can watch that with your Dirt on Dirt subscription. That's it for this Memorial Day show. Hope everybody has a safe day. Don't forget what this day is about. You can find DIRTRACKR Daily on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or where you get podcasts. Please subscribe, leave me a review. You can also watch the show on YouTube and Facebook. You can email the show at info@dirtracker.com. You can follow along at facebook.com/dirttracker, twitter.com/dirttracker, and the website itself, dirttracker.com. You can follow me personally on Twitter at Justin_Fiedler. Don't forget to sign up for the DIRTRACKR Weekly newsletter. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We will see you tomorrow for more DIRTRACKR Daily.